Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press. Here, it's Friday, August 1st, 2025, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Things were a lot cooler. There was a big rainstorm. In any event, on the Ghislaine Maxwell case, Jeffrey Epstein files, spin-off, Judge Engelmeyer has asked for more information from the government. The victims, this is the unsealing of the grand jury transcript, but Judge Engelmeyer, as is his wont, has zeroed in on the fact that maybe they don't just want the transcripts, they want the exhibits. They want a slew of other things. So he's asked by August 4th, which would be Monday, for DOJ to describe what else they want beyond the transcripts and to compare them with things that have been made public in other cases, including the Giuffre versus Maxwell in front of Judge Preska, in which many, many things were made public. Somebody's predicted that they're going to ask for an extension, DOJ. It's a lot of work. But then again, the ball is rolling. So we'll have to see. We're covering that case closely. Judge Berman didn't do a similar order, which is noteworthy. Now, the Roman Storm, which has been our main case for the last couple of weeks, yesterday the jury began deliberating, and it seemed for a time, based on what? Just based on the fact that they weren't going to be meeting Friday and that they had some questions. As it turned out, this is where it stands. In mid-afternoon, they asked for 4 witnesses' transcripts of testimony. We've written it all up on Inner City Press, Patreon, etc., Substack. And then they said, we're leaving at 3:30. Maybe they looked out the window and saw the then even grayer sky. But they took off and they'll be back Monday. So for that reason, it's a big case. It's a big case. For that reason, we've been covering other cases. And this morning we covered, of course, last night there was a filing in the Diddy docket, criminal docket. He's asked for a release on bail. The government responded 11 pages saying they denied, he was denied on July 2nd and nothing has changed. And it's true that nothing has changed. Maybe the arguments have changed about the Mann Act. Maybe they're going to make some more comparisons. I don't know if Judge Subramanian is going to have an oral argument on that. And if so, if Diddy would be brought in from the MDC or if he's just going to rule on the papers. It'll be interesting, and we're monitoring it. But new law, new cases. There's 2 of them. Dixon, a longtime employee of Fat Joe, Bronx-based Fat Joe, hired Tyrone Blackburn, who's a lawyer that's brought a lot of cases against Diddy too. And apparently, as I learned this morning, and just now in an oral argument, Blackburn approached somebody he thought was Fat Joe's lawyer, Florida-based lawyer named Erica. Turns out she was not a lawyer, but he told her that there was an April 29th deadline to respond to the claims, and instead, Fat Joe filed a defamation case against Dixon. Thereafter, Blackburn for Dixon filed the case that he said he was going to file. That's now the second case, and it hasn't been served yet, so there's no discovery in the case. The whole thing took place before Judge Roshan, and basically she said in the first case, which is ironically Fat Joe versus Dixon, discovery can go forward, it will not be stayed. And the second case, he's got to serve, and there's an October initial pretrial conference in that. But the 2 cases will be consolidated. But she declined to make Mr. Blackburn dismiss his case and file it just as a counterclaim. So it goes around and around. On the side of Fat Joe, there's also Rock Nation was in, and their lawyer had a little microphone issue, but they've moved for sanctions against Blackburn. There's an AI case in Pennsylvania. There's a lot of things going on. You can read the transcript, and we're following both cases from now on. Why not? We're also really Blake Lively. Well, so many motions to quash, so many social media influencers subpoenaed by Team Lively, the Lively docket. So we're covering that. You can find all the twists and turns. What we're also covering is the United Nations. It's a serious matter because they take public money. Many people believe they're going to solve a problem, whether it's Ukraine or the Gaza. They haven't solved anything. And they actually commit negative acts. They're peacekeepers, as we reported only yesterday. They themselves data dumped it. A Uruguayan peacekeeper in the DRC engaged in sexual abuse. Child rape by UN peacekeepers. They put it in the docket. They data dump it on a website that they have. New allegation, and the journalists that are in the UN don't even ask them about it. They just ask them, what are you doing on Gaza? And Antonio Guterres benefits from all of this. The more intractable the problems in the world, and the least he does to solve them, the less he gets active about his own financial non-disclosure of links to the China Energy Fund Committee, rapes by peacekeepers. So we asked about it. And although we ask about it, we're not allowed into the building to ask in person, and they don't answer in writing. So we applied to re-enter. That was June 19th. This is a litmus test. We want to cover this GA. We're going to report on it anyway. But for now, we're going in. And if this is the last vlog of the week, have a good weekend.